Hi, I'm Mandy and welcome to My Retirement Horizons. I started this channel when I was a few short months away from retiring, and now I'm just days away. My husband's been retired for years and finally it's my turn and I am so excited. We've bought a new motorhome, we're building a new coastal home, we'll be travelling extensively both in Australia and overseas, and we'll be exploring everything coastal living has to offer as we go along. Today, I want to share with you our experiences in building our new coastal home so far. Building a home is supposed to be exciting, and it is most of the time. But building a home while you're also transitioning into retirement, well, that hits a little differently. This house isn't just a new build for us, it's a change of location, lifestyle and pace. And probably getting this one right was more important than the others. This is the last time we will build. We won't be doing this again. It's our retirement home. Not a bad retirement home though. We sold our family home in March 2023 and then started looking for somewhere warmer. That was the only non-negotiable at the beginning. From there, I knew I wanted good infrastructure. Public transport close by, close to a major international airport, and a suburb that felt established, but still had some room to grow. After a lot of looking around, up and down the east coast, we finally settled on Brisbane as the greater location. And then this block came up. It was a knockdown rebuild, reasonably priced and not in a flood zone, which mattered a lot to us. And the bonus was, it was directly across the road from a beautiful tidal bay. Through the trees and the mangroves, there were views out to the water. And directly outside our front door was a walking path along the bay. I remember standing there thinking, yes, this is the lifestyle we are after. Yes, this is what we want. That was it. I was sold. We organised the demolition and then started designing our new coastal home to suit the block and the zoning requirements. And this is where things became challenging. I've built multiple houses before, so I went into this process very confident. I knew what I wanted, I knew how builds work, and I was very clear about one thing from the very start: expectation management. I said it more than once. I didn't want surprises. I wanted a good relationship with the builder, and past experience has shown me that expectation management is key to success. What I didn't realise at the time was, although the builder genuinely thought he was being accommodating, flexible and easygoing, his inexperience in properly advising the costing of the design changes early would end up costing us later. At the beginning, I was given a price per metre estimate, and that was the number I worked with while designing the house. The problem was that when I added things that weren't included in the price per metre cost, it wasn't flagged at the design stage. So I was designing blind. What I thought I knew, I didn't actually know. I didn't receive a full build cost until we turned up in Brisbane to make our fit-out selections. And when that figure came through, it was about 20% higher than the original pricing suggested. And that was before some of the upgrades, which I hadn't even factored into the cost yet. That was a hard moment. I was also very aware that my knockdown rebuild was in an old public housing area where the gentrification was only just beginning. I knew that we would be overcapitalising initially to get the size and the quality of the house that we wanted in that location. However, my aim was to limit that risk by sticking closely to the cost per metre build price that I'd been given. Once the numbers were on the table, it became clear that that risk was far too high. So we had to make changes. The size of the house came down. The specifications were adjusted. Design elements I really love had to go. There were multiple plan revisions and a layer of disappointment I hadn't expected. Opportunities to revisit some of the previous design elements that had to be deleted and reinsert into the plan were lost in the rush of it all and the frustration. You go into a build imagining your vision of perfect, and slowly I started to realise that I was going to land somewhere short of that. But I'm a positive person and I refuse to let that define the outcome. This house will still be beautiful and in a location that will give me the lifestyle I'm seeking. It's probably about 80% what I envisioned, and honestly, it's still a far better result than buying an established house and compromising in ways that you cannot change. So eventually we finalised our plans, made our colour and fit out selections, secured council approval, and the build began in June 2025. The demolition was completed back in December 2024, so once things got started, they moved fairly quickly. Because we don't live in Queensland, we relied heavily on the builder for updates and photos so that we could see the progress. The site works were done, the slab went down, and before it felt like any time at all, the frame went up. And when the frame goes up, that's the exciting moment because you start to see your house take shape. Once the roof went on, we were invited up for a walkthrough to check the electrical rough-in and ensure that everything was where we wanted it to be. Walking through the house at that stage was a turning point for me. You could finally feel the spaces that we had designed. And of course, I went straight to the balcony. That view, the bay, the trees, the openness. That's where I plan to spend many relaxing hours, just sitting and gazing out. Standing there on that balcony, I thought, yes, this was definitely worth it. The cladding and the brickwork were completed, and then the plasterboard went in, and suddenly it started to feel like my house instead of a construction site. In early December, we made a trip to Brisbane to start relocating Nick's motorbikes. The one thing that removalists won't touch, and the one thing that Nick wants to move himself. It was also an opportunity for us to visit the house and start to visualise the furniture layout so we could start shopping. When we met the builder and the building supervisor on site, the internal painting had been completed, the plumbing fit-outs had started, and the external painting was almost complete. I'll admit, I was a little nervous about the colours. I chose my favourite colours, but I knew they were a little outside the current trends. But seeing the facade painted with the external colours that I'd chosen was such a relief. It looked amazing. And even better, every tradie on site commented on how good it looked. Around this time, it was also scheduled for the pool to go in. We engaged a pool builder that was recommended by our home builder, which made sense since we were managing everything remotely. However, I received an email right at that time from the pool builder telling me he couldn't do the job until after Christmas, and that I probably should get somebody else to do the job. What? I'd had a contract in place for months. Thankfully, the home builder was just as frustrated with the pool builder, and our building supervisor had a background in pool building. So they offered to take on the job as part of the home build. Honestly, what a relief. And even better, they could coordinate the whole lot instead of me having to coordinate between the two contractors. The hole was dug and the concrete was sprayed just before Christmas. It now needs time to cure with the aim of having everything finished prior to handover. So that's where we are now. I'm waiting for the builder to return after the Christmas break and confirm final fit-outs and a handover date. Once we have that, we can coordinate everything else, the move, notice on our current rental, and our relocation travel. And sitting alongside of all of that, I'm just days away from retiring. It feels like everything is coming together at once. Not perfectly, but purposefully. A house nearing completion, a working life coming to a close, and a new chapter about to begin. My retirement horizons. So, until next time, stay curious, stay inspired, be great, and enjoy your retirement horizons. If you've enjoyed watching, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and come along as I take you through my retirement horizons, where the next chapter is just the beginning. See you next time.